Okay, guys, I just wanted to talk briefly about the senior memoir, chapter 1. I wanted to go over the directions and then read my example so that way you can see how I wrote a chapter and share a part of me with you. I'm giving you lots of time to work on your senior memoir, but remember it's due Monday by 11:59 p.m. Okay, so I've already given you a template to write on. Please change where it says your name to your actual name. And then where it says title, put chapter 1, and then copy and paste whatever topic you're doing from the chapter options that I provided to you. So yesterday I provided you 35 options and you brainstormed about 3. Whichever one you did, maybe even you did fear, you're going to copy it, come over here, write chapter 1, and then paste fear. Or if you did my favorite toy, or whatever the case is, whatever's in purple, I want you to copy and paste it. You're going to begin writing right here. You may delete these instructions. Actually, I want you to delete these instructions, but keep your paper left aligned. Do not center it. Only your title should be centered. The rest of your paper left aligned, and make sure you hit the tab key to tab in whenever you start a new paragraph. Your chapter needs to be 500 words in length. You may go over, not under though. You will lose points once you start going under. Remember to check your word count. You're just going to highlight your writing, come up to tools, click on word count, and right now you can see I have 30 words that are highlighted. Okay? You need at least 500. It's up to you how many paragraphs you write. All right? You are going to tell me about your experience. Make sure you involve me in your experience. Paint a picture for me. Don't just list off things that happen, but make me part of the moment when you're explaining as well. Okay? I do have a chapter example as well. Oh, this is my options. My apologies. So one other thing you need to include is an image at the end of your chapter that relates directly to what you're saying. That is part of the points. So my first chapter is We Could Play for Hours, and it's about my best friend. So I should have some sort of at least one image to relate to that. However, I went ahead and I made a collage of images. With me and my best friend and then our children. So here is that. So let me go ahead and share with you. Chapter 1, We Could Play for Hours. Imagine meeting someone who understood even the dustiest corners of your mixed up soul. Many people claim that a soulmate is a person that you're meant to be in love with or destined to spend the rest of your life with. What if that person was not a lover, but instead a friend? For me, that is my best friend, Jamie. We met in the 7th grade. I was the new girl. We had multiple classes together, and she approached me first. Because Jamie is like that. She'll walk up to anyone and talk to them. Hi, I'm Jamie. Do you want to come sit with me? Sure, I said nervously. From there on, we were inseparable. With our love of music, books, and talking, we instantly hit it off. Jamie and I became instant best friends, spending hours of our teenage years inseparable. Over our high school years, we worked together, traveled together, completed school projects together, acted in the theater department together, shopped together, sang in the choir together, and practically lived together. I probably spent more time at her house than my own for some years. Her family was awesome. Her dad had been one of my English teachers, and her mom accepted me as if I were one of her own children. Jamie had 2 brothers and a sister that I grew close to as well. This family was the family I always had dreamed of, and to this day, I model some of my own family practices after. Not only did I spend the night at their home often, but they also invited me on more than one of their family vacations. I had never been on a family vacation before, so I thought the world of them and their kindness. After high school, Jamie and I still remained friends. We were both at one another's weddings, and at one point, we were both pregnant together. In high school, we had a plan that we would both be pregnant at the same time in our adulthood and wearing matching bib overalls. We were pretty silly. Life was moving on, and while we didn't see each other as often, we still remained besties. It could go months in between the two of us seeing each other, but when we did, it was as if nothing had changed. The two of us were just connected, and it remains that way still today. Unfortunately, we have also been there for one another in the worst of times as well. We've both seen each other struggle, cry, and become emotional wrecks. She was there during the death of my brother. I was there when she lost a baby. She was there when I had difficult making ends meet in college. I was there when she struggled to decide whether or not she would continue college. She was there when I had no family support during my engagement to my husband, and she offered her father in place of the one I didn't have. And I was there for her at her absolute lowest point, the loss of her husband. 6 years ago, my best friend was the mother of a 3-year-old and a premature baby boy that was born 1 month early. She received one of the most devastating calls of her life. Her husband, a firefighter, died heroically saving individuals from an apartment fire. Now, I have been through some pretty tough times, but never in my life have I felt such raw emotion as the emotion I felt when I first saw Jamie after the events unfolded. Jamie grabbed me and held me as if she were hanging on to dear life. She was wrought with pain. I knew I had to be there for her. I vividly remember her brother Josh telling me, "Michelle, she is going to really need you." I would be there for her. Over the following years, I tried to be there in support of her decisions, to help with her babies, to have a shoulder for tears, and sometimes to simply sit in silence with her. My best friend is one strong woman, and I am in awe of her courage. She taught me two things that year: never take things for granted, and when someone is in pain, it's okay to just sit and listen. Sometimes no responses are needed at all. I don't understand why certain things happen in this world, but I do know one thing. Jamie was put on this earth to be my best friend. I literally couldn't imagine life without her. Friends come and go, you lose touch or grow apart, but not Jamie and myself. Someday, I'm sure we'll be in a nursing home together, old and decrepit, and still cracking each other up. Boy, can we laugh. I cherish our friendship dearly, and I can't even fathom not having her to lean on, in both the good times and the bad. My life would be incomplete without my best friend. And then you can see I added my pictures, which you need to do as well. Now keep in mind too, mine is over 800 words, which is okay. I want at minimum 500, but it is up to you how much you write over that. Okay, just make sure it's a complete story, complete thoughts, and make sure you check for grammar, usage, and mechanics, because eventually we'll publish this into a book for you. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, or we can set up a meet and chat that way. Have a great weekend.